So today we are mainly be focusing on product design sketching and understanding the details around it, how it has been designed, how to draw sketching for products. And let's go. So I just start with some basic outlet where I could just imagine the product and its perspective, how it has been designed, or how we are visualizing it so that we could know the detail more clearly and much more ethically viable. So let's draw the with me, or you can also understand how I'm drawing it. So I'm just making a center circle in such a way that I could visualize it, and then I will do detail around it. So as you could see how I just drawn a circle and then taking a reference line, and based on that I am trying to create a box which gonna be define the shape much more identical way. In front view you mainly understand the pattern of the design, how it has been followed, but when you see something in mainly in perspective, you will understand the depth of the product too, only not the how the pattern has been designed. So it's important to know and understanding of all kinds of perspective and try to draw based on that so that you could get a good sense of product visual and having it with you. And while at designing perspective, I could say how much accurately or how much precisely you imagine and understand the form detailing, you need to understand its perspective, and so that you could know the detailing point of view it too. So now we are, as you could easily understand, like the form is so much rugged in look, like rough and tough design. You could easily imagine how much a strong or a strength the form is given. Like it's a very good for when you are going for trekking outside in forest, and all this kind of design is fit for that. And you could also, by seeing at first look, you could imagine, this kind of design, it's made for mainly be made for that kind of things. And when you go to understand its detail and about it, you could know like, oh, it's basically designed for that. So sometimes when you think it's relate with your thought, it means it's an amazing design. And I would say when I first saw this design, I really think is it designed for such type of purpose? And when I understand the details, then I say, oh, that's called a well design. When people could easily understand the design by seeing it and its feature and what could be, where we gonna use that product. So it's very much when it's gonna relate people thoughts or the user thoughts. That's, I think, the one of the best thing about a great design. And you could easily understand how the form has been designed in such a way that it could use rough and tough and rough places where things are not being organized in such a way that it has just need a basic feature of just use case. No, it's designed for such kind of environment where things are going to be rough, and maybe it's going to be fall multiple times. Maybe sometime we need a kind of things which are going to help us to provide some safety features and some other multiple stuff. So it depends like what feature we are thinking, and if that gonna relate with its form and its feature relate with the design, I would say it's very much interesting or very and having a good capability or availability that people gonna buy it just at first thought. So yeah, to get that kind of essence, you need to know design, detailing and design understanding in more depth way. And I could say, to understand any kind of design depth, the best thing to do is do a sketch of it, a sketch, a detailed sketch where you understand the form much more effective way, so that when you understand one thing in serious way, when while you're designing process, you could easily follow and having a good ideas or limitations and possibilities of its achievement, or its that how much gonna be people gonna like it. It's totally depend upon your experience and how you understand the design more effectively, or the way you understand it. It's totally depend upon person to person, but yeah, the important thing is how well you could understand a design. And design have there are lot many possibilities. No need to draw everything that it need to be as same it is. Maybe it's not that much detailed also, but if the basic logics are clear, to having a good feel of form and what you want to give, what you want to serve to an audience, if that is known by you and knows how to do, I think that is enough to go further ahead. And having a good concept, having a right feel of it, it's important. And if you start doing that, it's definitely gonna create a very strong impact. In terms of its use case, let's go with some another perspective where you understand the details much more a strong way. So I'm just trying to visualize it in I would say little bit of top view, so that I can see some of the detailing more clearly, and then we will follow based on it. So see, basic figure is always very important. How you translate the design as a basic look, how it's going to be look like, and make a basic, maybe if design fit in a cube, cuboid, circle, whatever it is, like basic form is important, and then you do detailing after that. And that's how like a basic design follow the rule of understanding. If you want to understand in right purpose, then you have to follow some of the basic rules of getting design actual, how it's going to be look like. And you could easily understand, I am getting it almost in correct proportion. It's little bit hard to understand, no doubt. It's nowhere that it's just very easy things, but yeah, it's important to understand thing in such a way that how it's going to look like in another couple of perspective or another terms. And I love to explore in such a way, so that in future when I am designing, I need to take care of all that point. So like basic form is almost done, as you could easily imagine, like how I am trying to visualize it and what kind of details I really want to see. So if that kind of detailing I say I could is makes me easy to understand such type of thoughts. Like as this, I am trying to see front view, front part, and then side part, and little bit top, and most of the part of the top. but now I'm trying to draw in a perspective where I could see it from back view. Imagine how the form is going to be look like in that perspective, and what are the another detail which we could easily see in this direction. It's so important, like how much details you could feel or you could imagine in any shape. To understand the detail of it is something which makes it more interesting, much more informative in terms of its design, logic, or I'm just trying to follow the same line which I had followed on previous perspective, so that it's not look unproportionate and different in size. It's need to be follow the same path which was follow on another one, so that we could get a visually appealing right look and right perspective, and then we will follow the design aesthetic or design form accurately based on the information is trying to tell by the design. So now basic detailing is almost being done. So let's detailing it out and see how form follow feature is very important. They have given knob at here which could help to increase or decrease the sound of the speaker, and you could understand why it's put it on the side and how you could feel it more. You could use two of your finger where you could easily rotate it, or maybe use one finger to rotate it, but when you rotating it you could easily feel its I would say grip, easily feel its grip and easily find a very unique experience which you could imagine how much important it is. How you give a good experience in your product by using a right form and right feature at the place where it's need to be. That much good, like that much I would say it's good to having such kind of design with you. I love to design based on its limitations, based on its understanding and all, and that sort of things makes a great change in its use case, in its visual appearance, feel, touch and feel, lot many things. Just it's need to be little bit clear so that I could design based on it, and now you could understand why it's very important. Just trying to give the detailing in right place so that design could look very aesthetically pleasing and having a good fun. With it. So let's detail it out. Now you could see and visualize it. Yeah, this feature has given it there. Okay, that's why it has been given, and I would love to follow that kind of point in my design. In future upcoming things you could see, if I will be designing something on this channel, you could feel same kind of feeling to understand the depth. Maybe in upcoming video I will show you how whole prototyping process, how you come up with a unique design and making a strong sense of art, aesthetic behind the form and the feel behind the form. It's important to give such type of feeling with your design and having a good impact in terms of its use case, in terms of its feel and touch. All things make a strong impact on its design and visual. I'm just trying to give the right details at the place where it's need to be, so that form look little bit more prominent. What kind of imagination run behind it to come up with such type of design? I feel it and then I design based on it. Maybe sometimes form are not relatable, but I try to be as much understandable as I can in terms of its form and design. So this perspective is also done. Let's dive into another perspective where I could see the back of the design body in more a strong way. So let's draw some construction line again, so that it could easy to understand how I had come with this, so that any reference for you while drawing is also important, and how you draw it is make your design looks aesthetically pleasing, and as well as thinkable around the box. So now this one is done. Let's dive into another perspective where I could understand the details more of the form. Now, as you could see, this one is having something regarding where you could see the form behind the scene, like how it's going to look like from back, and what kind of experience they want to provide from back side of the product, or back side of this rough and tough a speaker. So as you could easily see, the back view having some of the details. So I'm just currently using a Copic marker to give depth with its understandable feature, and it's why I'm using Copic marker. It's a alcohol based marker. It's easily be I would say merge with your paper and merge with your drawing, and it's very easy to use, and still having a strong impact, give a very strong impact with your details which you are trying to provide on your design. It's easy to understand the visual and trying to give details with its real use case, based on its real use case, and how I could highlight it based on its requirement, where it's need to be done, where it's not need to be done. Things are done in that perspective. So let's wind up the sessions. and wait for next upcoming videos.